Assistant Secretary of State and President of the Washington Strategy Group, Joel Rubin. All right, Joel, Trump said a few days ago that there's going to be consequences for Iran if they don't make a deal. So what needs to happen tomorrow in order to at least delay that threat?
Yeah, Christina, tomorrow is opening the door to diplomacy. The clock begins ticking, according to President Trump, 60 days. We'll see. It might be like the TikTok clock that has extensions ongoing. But tomorrow, we're going to see Wickoff engage these Iranian interlocutors, the foreign minister, separately and then potentially together to decide whether or not they can actually have real diplomacy, because this is not an easy deal. This is not just coming to a two-page agreement and saying we're happy. This is about verification of a nuclear program that requires clear measurements, that has true international engagement and monitoring. And so it's going to have a lot of detailed-oriented negotiations to follow on. We'll see if they come up with that tomorrow.
There's two things about this that seem interesting to me. First of all, this is a working level meeting, as you just talked about.
Yeah.
This is not Trump's usual style. You know, when he went to go negotiate with Kim, or like he likes to be in the thing and doing the thing himself. This is more standard for diplomacy. You send your guys first, they work out the details, and then you escalate it to a leaders meeting. The other thing that stands out, of course, is that in his first term, Trump pulled out of the JCPOA, which is the Iran nuclear agreement.
Yes, he did.
So what's different now?
Well, to be a little cynical, it sounds like he wants President Obama's Iran policy back, because he broke that deal, and that was a disastrous decision. It's been 7 years since that deal was ended, and we basically have seen Iran do nothing but accelerate its nuclear program. Now, there are different dynamics in the region, though, and this really matters. The Iranian proxies that they've been supporting for years have been decimated by Israel. Israel now is very concerned about Iran's closeness to nuclearization, and it also believes it has a window to strike. So the pressure is much higher now than before. But when President Trump walked away from that deal, he really turned his back on a strong, verifiable agreement that prevented Iran from getting to where it is today.
I mean, Netanyahu was just in the Oval Office, and Trump has said, you know, Israel would be involved in any strike on Iran if it came to that, which you just mentioned. Israel didn't like the first agreement. Are they going to like the second agreement? And is it kind of odd that they're going in separate directions? These two allies have been on the same page for a lot of things.
Yeah, I think the prime minister, he really swallowed hard at that Oval Office meeting. He did not want to be like Volodymyr Zelensky and argue in public. It would not have gone well for him. He understands that.
Yeah, that chair is like becoming the hot seat,
it's a
right?
Hot seat,
yeah.
You know. But look, he did try to lay out conditions and parameters, and there's really two potential models here. There's what Israel is calling for the Libya model, which means complete eradication of the nuclear infrastructure in Iran. And then there's the JCPOA model, the Obama model, which means a verifiable agreement that prevents Iran from bolting to a nuclear weapon with enough time to monitor that. Those are the two poles. Bibi Netanyahu wants the first one, the Libya model, and I think President Trump is leaning towards that verification model right now.
Very quickly before I let you go, Steve Witkoff in Russia.
Yeah.
What are the odds that progress comes out of there?
Low. You know, Vladimir Putin might get more gifts, and then Steve Witkoff will come back and try to tell President Trump maybe we should stop giving him all these gifts. Might be time for some more pressure.
All right, Joel Rubin, thank you so much for joining us.